Poppy K and her bookish thoughts, adventures with ogres and astronauts. Poppy K and her bookish thoughts. Poppy K, subscribe, like, comment and share. Well, hello and welcome to my reading vlog. This week I am going to be reading Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. How far am I into it already? Let's have a look. On 200, I've read 234 pages already, so I've only just read sort of like the beginning part of this book. There's still quite a bit left. I feel like this book is very much like, not the same as, but the same sort of premise as Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It's giving me that kind of vibe. Having said that, obviously with Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, the books were written around the photographs that Ransom Riggs had found in various garage sales and estate sales, thrift stores, that type of thing. So he found all of these pictures and he basically wrote the story from the pictures, whereas this, there aren't any illustrations or pictures or anything like that, so you're left to make up your own mind. I don't know why I'm holding that up. You're left to make up your own mind as to what these children look like, you know, as you normally would do with an actual normal book. I don't even know why I'm saying that, but anyway, so this book is along that same sort of lines. With there are several characters in the book so far that have gone out to hunt these children down who have specific talents. They live in different parts of the world and then they're getting taken to Edinburgh to go to a school in Edinburgh, and that's sort of all I've got so far. The imagery, it's so very gothic, Victorian, dark. You can smell the streets and things like that when you're in the UK, and then when they are over in America, because they do, you can actually sort of get the imagery and the atmosphere of America as well. I think the writing is very sympathetic to wherever they are, and it builds up the story in your mind amazingly. So I am just that far into it, enjoying it so far. I'm going to listen to it a little bit today. I'm going to do a little bit of crafting, bit of reading, and just having a nice relaxed weekend. Ready for all the mayhem of the mass mayhem coming in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, while I was listening to it yesterday, actually I was doing a bit of crafting, so I was making some Valentine's Day cards. So I made this one. It's like a 3D heart with steampunk sort of look to it, and then there's this one as well with an industrial look to it. So I'm in that sort of grungy, dark mood at the minute, so this book is perfect for that. And the weather is, it was beautiful yesterday, but today it's a little bit overcast. But yeah, that's my little update so far. So I'll see you in either the next clip or in a little bit with another update. Okay, so I have finished the book. I have finished The Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro. What did I think? Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a really good read. I would definitely recommend, if you enjoyed Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and also Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Now, the Peculiar Children thread of that is obviously because we are following in the book children who have special talents, and that was the same sort of thing that happened in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. The Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell thread, I just think they're written very, very similarly because they're both historic fiction, both kind of fantasy. The prose and, as I say, the way that this was written was very similar, and I think it was a very good series opener. Even though it is a chunky monkey, I think it's 672 pages, which for a first book is quite a lot. But for the most part, I will say for the most part, it did keep me engaged, enthralled, and wanting to know more. There were a few bits in the book that were a little slow, but maybe that's just me, I don't know. But overall, it was very compelling, and I wanted to continue to read to find out what was going to happen to all of our characters. And some other people say that this book is very similar to X-Men. I am not going to say that because I have no idea about the X-Men, so I am not even going to comment on that. So the story takes place in 1882, and it centres around the Carndale Institute, and it's a school for children with special abilities that they refer to in the book as talents. It's located in a remote part of Scotland, and the members of the institute search the world for our characters, for the children that they want to bring back to Carndale, which is the name of the institute, to keep them safe. Now, the reason that they want to keep them safe is because each child has their own talent, and they are just normal children, everyday normal children, except for the fact that they have such a talent. For example, we have a character who can heal himself, we have a character that glows, we have a character that can do things with dust. So to look at just normally, they just look like ordinary people, which is where I think the ordinary monsters come from. And whether or not it's something to do with, maybe I'm looking a bit too deep into this, but I don't know, maybe it's something to do with that all disabilities you can't see. So people just look ordinary, but they may have a disability. I think this is the same sort of premise, because there are quite a few, I want to say modern things, but things that we would probably tackle in this day and age in this book. So we have several key characters. I've got them all written down here, so I'm going to read them out to you. So we've got Charlie Ovid, a teenager who cannot be killed, and his body repairs itself every time he's injured. We have Marlowe, a young boy with a mysterious past whose skin glows with a blue light. Then we're following Alice Quick, who's a private detective hired by the Institute to find Marlowe, who's the boy that glows. And then we have Margaret Harrogate, who runs the London office of Carndale. We have Dr. Berghast, the man in charge of the Institute, with his own nefarious agenda, and Jacob Marber, who used to be a talent but has been seduced by a dangerous monster called the Drugar. Now then, within the walls of Carndale there lies a magic doorway to the world of the dead, which is protected by a creature called a glyphic, and in the doorway must remain shut at all costs. However, someone is trying to open it, and they also want to bring about the ruin of the institute. Most of the story is told in the present, but the author uses flashbacks to fill in the characters' backstories, which I think gave the story a lot of depth and richness and aided in the storytelling itself, so it kept you captivated and made the story a lot more compelling. There were some really fast-paced sections in the book. There's a chapter where something happens on the train. I just couldn't put the book down. I wanted to keep on reading. Whereas there are a few little bits in the book that are quite slow. However, the whole book itself was very, very compelling, and it just made me want to keep on reading to find out what was going to happen. So overall, I enjoyed it. I probably will pick up the next one. I think what I will do when it comes out, I mean, it's not, I think it's quite a ways away, I think. I don't know. Let's consult Goodreads and see when it comes out. That comes out on the 4th, expected on the 4th of June 2024, so this year. And that is actually only 432 pages according to, what is this called? Goodreads. There's the, that's the book. So I probably will pick that up actually, because I was thinking if it's going to be the same as this. I am quite interested to find out what happened. I wouldn't say I'm itching, not like the Sarah J Maas series, but this was a very good book. It full of atmosphere, full of great history, full of brilliant characters, and overall I think, because I haven't actually rated it yet because I've literally just finished it, I am going to rate this I think I'm going to rate this a 3, and well, it'd be 3.75 I think for this. So between that and 4 stars. I think I will definitely reread this again before the next book comes out, because there is a lot of information in here that I've probably forgotten to tell you, but all in all, a really good book. So that is this week's book done. Next week's book is actually downstairs, but can you guess what it is? Because today is Wednesday the 31st of January. A book came out yesterday and I'm going to read it. So I will see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. Let me know if you have read this book and what you thought, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye!